Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah.
Melanated.
Okay, so I'm here today with a movie review for you. I just finished watching Southside With You, starring Tika Sumpter and Parker Sawyers, and Sawyers. And it is a story of the first date of Barack and Michelle Obama. So it's really hard to critique this movie because it's a dramatization of a real life event or events melded together. So it's harder for me to talk about like script and all that stuff because they're trying to go off of what happened and still add some interesting stuff to it because, you know, everyday life can be pretty droll and boring and you couldn't add too much to it, but they couldn't just probably stick to what actually happened. And as I believe I remember somebody saying is like it was a mixture of a couple dates or whatever, but it was basically a slice of life movie. It was a movie that took place all in one day, and it's like, don't you just love all day dates? Those of you who have been on like all day marathon dates, like, don't you just love them? Like, you start off and you meet somebody at like noon and you like stay with them until like, you know, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and it's like you guys just went through a myriad of stuff. Those kind of dates, I don't know. For me, all day dates are so fun. So that's kind of what this was. It had three major things that they did throughout the date, and it offered a little bit of perspective from a Black woman at a law firm perspective, a biracial Black man at the same law firm, and their relationship together in their law firm, just what's going on in 1989 in Chicago. There was a lot of references, cultural references to different Black cultural things that was going on or happened or whatnot during that time period. And I just found myself feeling nostalgic. You know, I was around in 1989. I was definitely a child. It's a really good date movie, I think. It's definitely a romantic movie, but it's a very wordy movie because it's really just starring two people, which is Tika and Parker. So they carry this movie, and I think they both give off the mannerisms of these two people that we have grown to know and those some of us love throughout these 8 years. So it was just kind of like, what a nice little story. And the First Lady and the President gave their thumbs up. They saw the movie a couple months ago, and it's just really cute. I was like, that is gotta be so great to be a sitting president and to have someone make a movie about your first date with your now wife. It was young and fresh, and it was different, different time. There was a lot going on socially, as there is now, but to talk about that and involve that in their conversation and what they were talking about. Now, if I take away the fact that this is a dramatization of real life events, it doesn't hold up to other movies that have just two people walking around the city because there's things that they couldn't add because it was, again, based on real life. I mean, it definitely did all that it could do with trying to stay true to the stories that are being told about their first date. It's very short. A lot of the people, after, it was like maybe like 25 of us in the theater, it was on a small screen. And after it was over, someone was like, that's it? But yeah, I mean, it's a slice of life, like, movie spanning, I would say, 8 hours maybe? They spent 8 hours together. Tika and Parker really carried this movie. And there were some other parts in it, definitely, but like they were the ones talking throughout the entire movie, and we got to see the building of this relationship, be it the real building of it or a dramatization of it, but it was still very endearing and heartwarming, and I cry a lot in movies. And like the whole time I was like, girl, just go with him. It's a date. But then I have to realize that, like, smooth talking brother, like, thinks he's so slick. Like, I can absolutely imagine Michelle being on guard to try to date somebody like that. She has a career, she has a path, she's trying to do things as a Black woman in a white man's world, and here he comes, like, saddling up to her, and she's like, yo, can I gotta navigate this world, and you're throwing me off by smooth talking your way into my world. It gave us a little bit of her background. It gave us a lot of his background. I learned a lot about Barack that I didn't know. Even if some of it was a little bit added on to, I still was like, oh, That is very interesting. What an interesting mixed bag of a background. And you felt like you were learning about him the same way she was learning about him, and vice versa. I felt like I was learning about her the same way he was learning about her. And I rooted for them, but now I really root for them, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. Southside With You, if you really love the Obamas and you want to get a little bit of, you know, dramatization. I keep using that word because I want everyone to know that it isn't like a biography. Like, it's not like, you know, the director sat down with them and was like, so tell us about your first date. This is all like compiled information that they have allowed us to know. So we don't know every nuance. And so some things were definitely added upon. But, oh, and the soundtrack. I said it in another movie. The soundtrack is dope. I'm actually like, I'm going to iMovies, or not iMovies, what is it called? Movie, whatever, and I'm gonna buy it right now. So it looks like Tika Sumpter was a producer on it too, so she was involved in getting this movie produced. So yeah, just go support these black actors, you know. The director was Richard Tan. He isn't black, but you know, support this movie. There's a lot of good black references in it. There's a lot of good black American stuff in it. Got some really good artwork in it. Got some really, really nice references. I mean, they're subtle. They're very subtle, but I was like, hey, oh, like, you know, that's how I am in movies. All right, so let me know what you guys thought of the movie, if you saw it or if you're going to see it. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Bye.